Hello and welcome to my Wii review of a Wii Fit from Nintendo, and this comes packaged with the Wii Balance Board, which is perhaps the most accurate piece of hardware I have ever used. It's kind of like two scales stuck together. They measure everything from your weight to your centre of gravity and all sorts, and it just works perfectly with this game. It can even detect things like, say, if you're doing one of the exercises in the muscle exercises, and you hold your breath, it tells you to stop holding your breath. I presume when you're doing muscle exercises and if you hold your breath, your body shakes, and the Wii Balance Board detects all of those things, so it's absolutely amazing. Wii Fit is cut into some sections, and these are yoga, muscle workouts even, aerobic exercises, and balance games. So let's have a look at each section and see what you do. First we have yoga exercises, which is about toning your muscles and helping correct bad posture. Now I think most people in this 21st century world have pretty bad posture, and Wii Fit's really good at making you aware of that, both with the daily body tests that you do, which check your weight and your centre of gravity, and little activities that it gives you to check your posture. This is yoga, and it has all sorts of different exercises you can try out. And what's good about this as well is it starts you off when you first buy the game on very simple exercises, and it progressively gets harder because you don't want to sort of come in never doing yoga and try the hardest thing first and hurt yourself. So it really warms you up into yoga, and that happens with all the different exercises on here. It gives you the easier one first, and the more you do, it kind of judges how good you're doing at that, and it unlocks more advanced exercises and techniques for you to try out. So that's really good, because like I say, you don't want to sort of jump in head first and end up hurting yourself because you're trying something that's out of your depth and you haven't warmed up to. In both the yoga and muscle exercises, you get a personal trainer, and it's up to you to pick whether you want a male personal trainer or a female personal trainer. I went with a female personal trainer. Freud analysts out there might be able to work out why, but my main reason for that was because on the British version of Wii Fit, the male voice is very sort of high. Yes, call me on my mobile. I'm busy right now. I do business. Ciao. So that voice isn't particularly appealing to me, so I picked the female one. But anyway, people do complain about the price of Wii Fit. It is an expensive game, but imagine going to a gym, doing all these things with a personal trainer, how much more that would cost you. So it's worth thinking about. And also with this, you get to spend as long as you want with your personal trainer. You can spend the whole day if you want. And it doesn't make you bankrupt. So that's a good thing. Next we have muscle workouts, and this is quite self-explanatory. It's so you can build up and tone your muscles, and each exercise is very specific on whereabouts you're toning your muscles. This one showing right now is the press up and side stand, a personal favourite of mine, which obviously is designed to build up your abs and your arms. I really like doing this one. Once you've done a few reps on this, it makes you feel like you've really done some fantastic exercise. So that is good. Probably won't end up looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it depends, again, how long you're actually on this for. I mean, if you're only on it for like, a couple of minutes every day, not going to see much. But if you really work at it, if you really sort of, give it a go, try out all these exercises every now and then, you'll really start noticing a difference after a few weeks. Next we have aerobic exercises, which include things like hula hoop, which is showing now, jogging, where you put the Wii remote in your pocket and you jog up and down on the spot. You don't use the balance board for that one. And you can do sort of 10-minute, 20-minute or 30-minute jogs if you've unlocked those times. Absolutely brilliant. That's a personal favourite of mine. It really feels like you've done some good there. And there's other ones such as step aerobics, which is a bit like the dance mat thing where you put your foot on the Wii Balance Board at certain times to the music, but it's all exercise. What's good about this as well, the genius with Wii Fit, is because you collect points, there's people praising you on there, your personal trainer's like always pushing you a bit harder. It really doesn't feel like you're actually doing exercise, especially on these aerobic games, because they're just jazzed up and they're a lot of fun. And before you know it, you think, I've just done half an hour of exercise, and it didn't really feel like it because, there's all these people willing me on the screen. There's lots of fun little games that don't feel like you're necessarily doing exercise, but you are. So it's brilliant. And also, from a personal point of view, when I first got this, I wanted to see if I could lose some weight by just using Wii Fit alone and not really changing my diet. I mean, I did change my diet a little bit, but the main difference in my life was using Wii Fit. Now, I played Wii Fit pretty much every single day for 3 months, and I lost 1.5 stone, which I think is amazing. And as a result of that, my appetite actually changed. I didn't feel quite as hungry anymore because I was burning a lot more than I needed. And since then, I've managed to keep my weight down to where it is now, and I've managed to keep my level of fitness up with Wii Fit. So, from a personal point of view, I think that's amazing. And it won't happen for everyone, of course, but you do have to persevere with it. You can't just buy Wii Fit and expect you to become fitter or lose weight if you don't use it. I know quite a few people who have bought it and it just still sits in the box and they think, well, it hasn't done me any good. It's like, well, you haven't used it. You've only used it for a day. How are you expecting anything to happen? But, that's just things for you. Now showing is skiing, which is part of the balance games section on Wii Fit. Now there's some really funny, entertaining balance games here, and this is basically to show off what the balance board can do. There are some exercise benefits to these, which is sort of, helping your sense of gravity, helping your balance, and in turn helping your posture. But basically they're here for entertainment and to show you what the balance board can do. Also, I'd recommend, if you're showing someone Wii Fit for the first time, to get them on the balance games first instead of full-blown exercises, because there's a lot of fun here and it really shows off what the game can do. In conclusion, Wii Fit is absolutely brilliant. The only downside, I would say, is that it would be great if there was a way you could go from exercise to exercise without pausing in between. What happens is you, say, pick a yoga exercise, you do the exercise and you get a very helpful summary at the end, but then there's a little break there between when you're reading the summary and then clicking the next exercise. So it'd be handy if you could, say, go from yoga to a muscle exercise, to say an aerobic exercise without a break in between, and then getting a summary of all that you've done at the very end. Just a little minor point, but would have been quite good, and it just kind of helps you stay warmed up, I think, instead of having a little break between exercises. But on the plus point, I really do think that Wii Fit makes exercise fun. It saves you sort of not going outside and doing exercise when maybe it's raining, or perhaps you don't want to exercise at the gym because it's in front of people that might look and might judge you. You can do exercise in the comfort and privacy of your living room. And it makes you much more aware of your health as well, and opens up more of a discussion with people, because, I don't know, I think talking about your health and your weight and that can be quite taboo, but something about Wii Fit, don't know, because you're talking about the game as well. I just feel like I'm much more comfortable talking to people about my health, because it's like, oh, I did Wii Fit and I feel much better, and people start sort of joining in with that and saying, oh, that sounds great. I want to lose some weight, or I want to become much healthier, and it kind of opens up that discussion as a more acceptable form of talking about it. If that makes sense, so that's a good thing. So in conclusion, I give this game a 9.5 out of 10. Thank you again for all the comments I've been getting on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Wii reviews.